My boss bought jail-like cubicles for us, and I think it might be my last straw. To say my boss is a toxic person is an understatement. They talk bad about literally everyone in the company. I even have a text that she sent to a coworker where she bad-mouths me. She is an absolute control freak and basically the most extreme micromanaging you can imagine. I was scared to chat with HR, but after that text I said screw it and had a very serious conversation about how my boss acts. Turns out 2 other people have also done similar complaints. So far there does not appear to be any change. The most frustrating part about everything is that I like my job and I work with some amazing coworkers, but it is one toxic person that is driving me out of the job. The finally nail in the coffin is that my boss wanted us to have cubicles and do away from our current setup. These cubicles are insanely small and make me feel claustrophobic. Our old setup allowed for some fun vibes in the office as we were all able to chat, but everyone was still very productive. Now I had these cubicles installed and they have absolutely killed morale in the office. The entire social aspect is completely gone. The cubicles fill the entire room. That spaces between the end of your cubicles and the wall is less than the width of a door. I don't know what I am looking for in this post, but I needed to vent. I feel stuck because on one hand I actually enjoy my job, but I have one person that is driving me out. Check to see if they count as a fire hazard due to the narrow pathways. A quick anonymous report could be the end of the cubicles. Everyone needs to be back in the office so you can interact with your coworkers and be part of the company culture. Also, here is a small prison cell that you must remain in all day. Please do not interact with or speak to your coworkers. Get everyone to walk into HR together. Either she leaves or you all do. Organize FFS. Get your entire team to go to your boss's boss and say at them or all of us. That is a tiny ass cubicle. If you like the work you do, imagine how much more you'll love it working for a different company. You know your boss's job? Might be time to present her boss with both a problem and a solution. A toxic boss who end up costing the company money in any number of ways could be quietly terminated due to some weakness in the markets that signal a need for fiscal responsibility. And if you could bring S plan forth that would allow for a seamless transition, you might be a much better boss and bring the vibe back. This is a new one. I've never heard anyone defend open plan over cubicles. Also, did you get the memo about using the new cover sheets for the TPS reports? I wish my job would bring back cubicles. Trying to code in an open workspace is a nightmare. I absolutely love the rapey feel of these cubicles. It's like someone could have their head done in 3 seats down and I'd have no idea. I need you to hear me out on this. You're looking at a situation that's likely to become a longer term problem. When complaints are consistently ignored and no action is taken, it's a clear sign that nothing will change. In such cases, the best course of action is to leave. If you're in a toxic work environment where fear silences voices, don't stay there. It's not worth compromising your well-being. Leave. And if things are deteriorating instead of improving, it's a strong indicator that it's time to move on. Don't wait for things to get better when all signs point to the contrary. Leave and find a healthier environment. Leave. HR won't do shit unless it's going to make the company look bad. HR is not your friend. Cubicles are designed to fit a certain amount of people in a certain amount of space with certainty. It has nothing to do with comfortability of the occupants. I like the idea of cubicles when they brought them to where we're at because it meant that everybody was equal in where they were sitting. Previously we had people that were sitting in offices that shouldn't have had them and people who should have had offices who didn't have them. Offices are important for people who need to have private conversations, like managers and those who meet and are loud. As for your boss, sounds like a real turd. You guys need to band together and say she is creating a hostile work environment, and if she doesn't get fired, you will all quit. They have enough complaints to make it worth firing her. I'd rather a cubicle than the open-plan noisy environment that normally is found. It's time to search for a new job. Why don't you organize some collective action? Lol, hold on. You're saying you actually liked the open office concept? Hell, give me a cubicle any day of the week. Better yet, let me continue WFH. Yeah. It's just that we're putting new cover sheets on all the TPS reports before they go out now. So if you could just remember to do that from now on, that'd be great. Alright. I had a boss like this. Everyone complained about her. 3/4 of her department left, including me. We all complained several times and said she is dragging the entire department down. Nothing was done about her. She still happily works at the institution. Literally everyone who interacted with her did not like and complained about her. Like I'm talking about maybe 18 or so people that I know of. Lol. Baffles me why they didn't just let her go. Instead, it was okay to lose the whole department. Some time back, a major consulting firm did a study. In it, they proved that cubicles that restricted your line of sight to a short length could cause eye stains. This reduced productivity. Lower walls would allow a person to focus on things farther away occasionally. They proved that the amount of desk or table space allowed the worker to spread out their work to better visualize their work. Less than 60 square feet hurt productivity. This report was before the pandemic and all the details elude me. However, I'm sure of the cubicle height, sight distance, and desk area needed. Just borrow the maintenance mons tools and remove the walls. Then go fishing. Then clean your catch on top of some TPS reports, and then I know you think that someday, whenever you might move on to another job somewhere else, you will have time to tie up all the loose ends. In the real world, you might get laid off suddenly and lose access to your work computer. Right now, collect all the emails and phone numbers of 1. Your friends at work, 2. Anybody who is really good at their job. If you ever suddenly get laid off, you will know what to do with this collected information. I would install a small door on mine and make a sign that says no one with cooties allowed, and if she asks about it, I would say, well, it's childish as fuck. I find cubicles to be demeaning and feel like feed stalls. I don't like being in the panopticon either. Sounds like an environment that's getting progressively worse, and you should look around. I had a lady boss like that. She cleared out our entire department. Every day someone else quit or was fired. When you have a toxic boss, count your losses, make a plan, and get out now. I can tell you it's only going to get worse if you stay. Years ago I worked as a trainee accountant for a few months, and the manager didn't allow any chat in the office, as he thinks it meant no work was being done. Guy was a moron. Are you facing the door of your cubicle, or do you have your back to it? It makes a huge difference in comfort, privacy, and morale to be facing the area where the threat comes from. See if you can rearrange your workspace to be facing the hole in your cubicle, or at least not have your back to it. IDK. Cubicles are preferable to the fucking awful open floor plans. You can disappear into your as open floor plans. There's always someone over your shoulder and always someone annoying around. Take a screwdriver and disassemble your cubicle. Push the walls over and sit back and enjoy the space. Raw fish on your desk for bonus points.